Hi, I'm Steffanie Rivers. I'm proprietor of TCB Drones based in Dallas, Texas. A lot of people consider drones to be toys, remote control toys, but drones are used in a lot of different industries these days. For us, we focus on aerial infrastructure inspections. We do roof inspections, utility line inspections, solar panels, and soil erosion inspections. So we work with B2B. We do a lot of municipality contracts, and we do the occasional wedding. Our goal is to employ people in that industry who normally would not be a part of that, because a lot of people, younger generational people, they understand technology, but they never thought of how they could benefit from technology. So our company goal is to teach, train, and employ the next generation of drone pilots.
Diversified Game. Learn how to start, run, and sustain your business.
Hey, it's Kellen, and today on Diversified Game, I have Miss Steffanie Rivers. You guys thought I was going to say Mills, huh? Maybe it's like she's a fan like I am, but she's going to tell us all about drones. And I think this is the second or third time I've had somebody talk about drones. They've always been women. Always, from this country to even South Africa, and they've always just happened to be Black women. What a coincidence. And maybe there's something in that, because women are so more detailed than men. And we met during a conference where, being nosy, contacted people after the conference online talking about Dubai. I don't know if she jumped into Dubai, but we're going to get into it right now. How you doing, Miss Steffanie?
Hey, Kellen, how you doing?
Blessed by the best. Let me know, did you ever take that brother up on his offer that we were in that meeting? And, did you start a business in the UAE?
You know what? I did end up going to Dubai and met with the gentleman. His name escapes me right now, but we did start a partnership that whereby he was going to help expand TCB Drones, my company, into Dubai. And so we have had the opportunity to expand into Dubai. Last year, a year ago, we went to West Africa, and we're now in negotiations with a number of people in Senegal to provide drone training. And so I like to say, we dance with people who want to dance with us. Sometimes we get stuck, we meaning small business owners, we get stuck with asking or wanting to know, well, why does that person not want what I'm offering? How can I make that person want what I'm offering? When we just need to go look for people who want what we're offering. And that's what we've done with our company, is just go to where people are excited about what you have to offer and are willing to do what needs to be done to build that partnership.
Well, I am so happy to hear that. Just because so many people are on the line, never heard of the company. The brother seemed to have all the credibility. I like the way he had his locks out there like it was Basquiat. I used to have locks like that not too long ago. But I'm glad that you were able to go out there and make something happen so we can then share the news and say, hey, it worked for Steffanie. And let me ask you, you're in Mexico right now, my other country, Viva la Mexico, female president over there. Are you traveling always? Is it for work, or is this travel in you? Because this is something that, all the young people say, all I want to do is travel and make content. You're doing it.
Are you a successful entrepreneur or one in training? You've got the vision, but do you have the right partner to build your brand, your team, and your future online and off? At cprfirm.com, we offer expert consulting, financial guidance, and life coaching because we believe in doing life with our clients. After all, what is it for a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Founded by Callie Cash Coleman, we help our clients not only succeed, but plan to retire rich. Your business deserves the best. Start building your legacy today at cprfirm.com.
Well, it's twofold. I do understand that in order to build my business, build the company, and build the brand, I need to be out there. I need to not only be trying to build content or creating content online, but it's really about getting the contract, making money as to be a successful business so that I can build a curriculum and train people. So I need to be visible and be available in real time with real people, face to face. So that's why I too love to travel for leisure. But while, that's also going along, that's a business technique. You travel for business, you make sure that you're doing business. And along the way, if you want to go to the beach for the day, or you want to dine at a restaurant that you've seen online and the ratings are great, you can do that. And it's an expense that you can write off on your taxes. So I would say, that it's important to travel because you get to see different cultures and you get to see different people and how other people live, and you're just not viewing them as like a program on your screen. You really get get a chance to know people. Because we know, especially in the time of AI and all the things that can be altered and look a certain way, we as individuals can start to form an opinion about a certain group of people or a certain location, based on what other people have told us and what other people choose to share. So, but if you go in person, if you make the effort to get to know people for yourself, then your impression of them is more um, uh, uh, genuine and authentic. You know for sure what's really going on because of your personal experience.
Well, in your personal experience, you've done TV before, you've produced, you've wrote, you've been a professor, you went what I say, like myself, the traditional route. You studied in a time where now, talking about AI and people wanting it now, you've really built something. What would you say to that young person? Maybe they're in college or about to go right now to get to where you are now. Do they need to go through all of the schooling and everything that you did, or is that outdated now because you can learn certain things, within a month, within a day, within an hour sometimes?
I would say, and that's a good question because there's always value in different ways of absorbing education and information. So there's value the traditional setting, but with the acceleration of technology, it makes it much easier and time efficient if you use online courses. You don't have to necessarily go to a university and sit in a class with a professor. You can get that same knowledge online. And so their opportunity or the opportunity to gain the same knowledge and experience that I had or that you had over the traditional route, it has been shortened, which means they have the opportunity to do so much more in such a smaller amount of time. And that is great. That is valuable. But I would say don't just overlook, the value in going to an occasionally engaging with people who you would not have known or not had a chance to know had you not gone out to an event, had you not gone to take a traditional class. And because here's one thing that I did with my drone company, and this was before I started the company. So when you take the FAA certified drone pilot exam, it is online. You know, you go to a facility, you sit in at a computer station, and there's somebody monitoring you. So you, as long as you study the information, and it is intense, but as long as you study it, you can obtain the drone pilot license. But that still doesn't mean you know how to actually launch a drone and fly a drone, and you know all that it needs to be, all the skills that you need. And I genuinely wanted to do that. I didn't want to have a license and say that I'm, you know, a certified drone pilot, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I went and took a class from a person who is a drone pilot expert, and taught the class. We all had to have our drone pilot's license. So, you know, there's steps to this. So I went and took the class and learned the maneuvers, learned the safety protocol, all the things that I would need to know to be a safe and efficient and effective drone pilot. And now I can teach others that. But you can't do that online like we're doing now. You can, sure, I can tell you the rules, and I can show you what, you know, we can do an online class. But when it comes to hands-on experience, you have to be present and right there with someone to learn that. And so that's important. So a lot of people, you know, they might say, well, I can do as much, I can go this far, I can come this far without actually, you know, leaving my home, or you know, online, I can do that. And that's true. But there's a portion of being successful with a business. And if you're going to employ other people, it's important for you to know what you're going to expect for them to do. That's like driving a car. And I think that's the best example, that you can drive the car, but if something goes wrong with that car, you're going to take it to somebody, and they're going to tell you whatever they're going to tell you is wrong with it. And unless you know at least a little bit about your car, they can charge you a whole lot of money. They can tell you there are a whole lot of things wrong with your vehicle that need to be fixed. And so it's up to you to watch to understand what you have, your asset. It's up to you as an individual, as a business owner, to understand what you have in your asset, so nobody else can come along and tell you something that is totally not in the sphere of what is important, or what is of value, or, you know. So that's important. I hope I didn't go too far left with that example, but I'm sure everybody has driven a car before and gone somewhere or gotten a flat, and then you have to get a tow, or something is wrong with your car, and you say to yourself, I wish I knew how to change my own oil. I wish I knew how to change that flat. I wish I knew a little bit about what's going on under the hood, so I would know whether this person is being honest with me or whether they're trying to take all my money.
Hello everyone. Come along with London and Sydney as they show you around the vibrant country of Cameroon. We explore the heart of Africa through the eyes of London and Sydney. Two explorers who journey across the great city of Yaoundé, exploring its rich culture, vibrant market squares, cultural heritage, and wildlife. With giggles and excitement, London and Sydney Explore Cameroon takes you on a fun-filled adventure, providing insight into the country's culture and traditions through the pages of this book. It's packed with exciting stories and super cool facts about Cameroon that will make you go, wow. Get your copy now, available on Amazon and in libraries near you. There's only one easy way to experience the exploration of Cameroon, And it's through London and Sydney. Don't wait, get yours.
Yeah, true that. And talk about the difference. I have different drones. What's your favorite drone, and what do you see in the difference of when you get, your license? The difference in, even the shooting. Of course, the opportunities business wise go, through the roof. But in your shooting, what did school teach you, and your favorite drone that you like to use?
So, my favorite drone, and I say it's my favorite because it's so intuitive. I guess that's the best word. Of course, a lot of people will agree is that DJI drones, that's the Chinese manufacturer, that those drones are very intuitive and very easy to learn. They do a lot, as far as helping you to be a better drone pilot. So I would say that, and for those reasons,
Which
that's my
model?
favorite.
Which
Now,
model?
I would say right now I use a lot of the Mavic 3 because it has thermal capabilities, and there are a lot of capabilities in it, that so much so that I don't even know, and maybe it's because of they constantly do the upgrades. There's a lot of capabilities in it. And so I've been able to use that to do a lot of the inspections that we do with our contracts. But with today's political arena, there are a lot of companies, or there are a lot of municipalities, cities, um, governments that don't approve of DJI because, we won't get into politics, but essentially now a lot of drone pilots and drone pilot companies drone companies have to find a different brand of drone. So a lot of us are looking for American made drones. And so I work with a certain American made drone, but what I find the difference is the agility of the drone. And like I said, the camera on the drone is just so much better. But now going back to what one of your questions was, is that a lot of people, because I work with a professional photographer as one of my drone pilots in the business. A lot of people say that a drone is just a camera in the sky, and basically that's right. So it's not just about being able to maneuver the drone to get the best angle or the best aerial view. It's also about taking the best images. And that means knowing more about um, photography, and not just knowing how to fly a drone unless you're, racing them, and then you don't even need a camera because you're racing it. So that is important. It's important to know, like I was saying, the different areas of your business, and knowing, or at least having someone on the team that is their expertise. So I work with my lead drone pilot, is a he's a Part 61 private pilot. He has his private pilot license, and so we depend on him for to make sure we're in compliance with a lot of things safety wise. And then another drone pilot I work with is a professional photographer, and so he's our image consultant. So I try to build a team of people who can help me to be a better drone pilot, and help the company to be better as far as what we have to offer when we are fulfilling a contract.
Awesome. That is awesome. And You mentioned Senegal. You're in Mexico. Have you found that there's certain countries you go to, you either need to get your license ahead of time, or they will take your drone? And have you had any issues with that? Or are you part of maybe a program I don't know about that allows you to go anywhere you want in the world, being a drone pilot?
You know, short answer is there are some countries that, and I always, even when I travel domestically, I always check to see what are the local drone laws. So because you could be in one area where they're like, go for it, as long as you don't crash and hit nobody or it doesn't fall, out of the sky. And then there are other municipalities we have very strict laws, and these are the places where we want you to fly based on, is there a military installation? Is there an airport nearby? Is there a hospital? Those types of things, which if you are certified or you have your license, that's a part of the knowledge that you learn. But yes, there are countries where I've done my research before going, and I think um, Morocco, let's say Morocco, I think is one of those countries that said, don't bring your drone. We don't allow that. And so I don't want for my drones to be confiscated at customs, but I'm sure people do come in with the drones and they confiscate them and they say something like, it's like, we will hold on to it until you come back. And then when you come back through, you can get it. I don't ever want to, because the cheapest drone that I have is about $1,200. That's how much it costs. I don't want to leave a $1,200 asset in somebody else's hands who I don't even know, you've never seen you before, not sure if you're, all of those things. So if I feel as if it's going to be a problem, I don't take it. But if I'm going on a official business, then I would have already spoken with someone in authority to say, who knows I'm there for business, and they meet me at customs and they escort me through. And so that is it, so it won't be a problem. But most countries, like the United States, will allow you to bring it in. You just have to follow those rules of the game in their country, and that's with anything. And when in, do this. So when I went to Dubai, I was able to take my drone, and when I've been to South Korea, I think I was able to take my drone. Where I've been a lot of places, and there's rarely a country that I'm not able to take it. I'm just very careful about following the rules, because we've seen people who don't follow the rules and then they end up in jail. And so I'm not trying to be that person.
Let me ask you, in South Korea, where Google doesn't even work, it's so weird because you have to download their version of Google. When you're calibrating it and everything, do you have to do anything special or get any special permission when flying out there?
No, I did not. And I have some techniques that that keep me from being like the center of attention. Because if you've flown a drone before, even in the park or in your backyard, once people see you looking up, working a controller and looking up, then they start to look up, whether they're kids, whether it's a 5-year-old or a 65-year-old. People are enamored, they like engaged. Oh my God, it's a drone. How much is it? Well, how big is it? Well, and they start asking you questions. So to keep that level of attention down, I most of the time I look for a building that has a parking garage on top that I can go and be above the ground. And so that allows me to not have a whole bunch of people seeing me look up. Um, and I know why I'm there. I go and get my images, my pictures, my photos, my video, and I don't spend a whole, I go up, get my stuff, and I come on back down. But no, because the drone has its own um its own GPS. So the controller and the drone are like linked, they're matched with each other. So I don't need an external signal for it to fly. So now, again, things change because they adapt to, because that's why they want for everyone who has a drone and you're using it for business, or it's a certain weight of the drone, they want you to register your drone. So then essentially they're wanting you to tell on yourself, basically. I'll just say it like that, because if you're registered, then they know they have some technology where if you fly the drone in a certain area or you have an accident and you try to run away and not claim your fault, they can then say, okay, this drone was, somebody registered this drone and here's who registered it and this is their address, and then they can go find you like that. So essentially you registered it and now you can't really hide if anything goes wrong. So it's very important to be responsible when you are flying your drone. It's just as, because you're sharing the airspace with manned aircraft, whether it be helicopters or commercial airplanes, or other drones, but for manned aircraft. So you've got lives on the line sharing that same airspace. And so you want to make sure that you are doing your flying responsibly.
Not just the airspace. When I flew in Cameroon, I was at our house and I was flying, and the crows started fighting my drone. I almost lost it. I was like, "Oh no, please don't let me come here and lose my drone. I just got this drone, and I was out. Thank God I didn't." But I thought, when you said you had techniques, you're gonna be like, I have, the FPV goggles. I don't have those. Or you had something fancy, or you hide in the car. I've hid in the car before trying to fly mine, and then put it on top, and so nobody knows. You see what type of shots I'm trying to get when you got to do that. But do you like any of the goggles or anything, any of those, good, worth buying?
You know what? Those goggles, I think that's called pers first person view goggles. I think so. I've used them just so I could say I've used them, but I just prefer to see. I just prefer to you, and that's the old school in me. I prefer to be able to see the drone and see my controller and not have this barrier, because I'm feeling like I'm still not aware of my surroundings when I do that. But speaking of the birds, yes, birds consider a drone to be a foreign um they're like afraid. They're like, what is this bird, what's going on? So they start to attack it because you're in their space. So yes, that's one of the typical things that will happen is when you start flying a drone, birds will, they don't fly away. Some of them will like attack your drone. So, and that's another reason why you have to be aware of what's going on and always keep eye on your drone. Although there are now rules where you can go BLOV, beyond visual, beyond visual line of sight. So you can now do work if you're working beyond visual line of sight, that you can fly your drone. But then, other things come into play. How much battery life do you have? What other aircraft are out there, and what is your pathway? So you have to know all of those things if you plan to do that. So yeah, and it's a great ride. I've registered the company in 2021, and we're doing great things. We've been a part, like I said, traveled to different countries, and just trying to build the brand. And I do have another event coming up that I've got to get ready for it, but I did want to mention that TCB in an effort to build the brand TCB Drones, Steffanie Rivers, myself, and TCB Drones, we have entered the Entrepreneur of Impact competition, and that is sponsored by Forbes magazine. And so it's uh, let's say a month-long competition whereby it's based on votes. And so just getting the word out about the company, and people go and vote for who they feel is the entrepreneur of impact. And the winner gets feature in Forbes magazine. We get a one-on-one mentorship with Damon, the People Shark John, and you get a $25,000 cash award. So that's our focus right now, is building our brand so that people know who we are and we get to move to the next level in our growth.
And I could go all day, but like she said, she has somewhere to go, and she let me know, time restrictions. My last question, because I could go all day with you about drones and just, how you're doing it, and I'd be bothering you about your YouTube, because I want to see more YouTube content. But I want to know, even more importantly, probably for the audience, is my signature question of what is a community give back that you are doing, or one that you would like to do in the future?
Well, our community give back is that every summer we hold a summer youth drone enrichment program. So if your youth program, let's say girls or boys club, girls or boy scouts, or you're doing a church summer youth program, then we will come to your organization, and we will do a free day of drone lessons for youth. So that's what we do. We have parlayed that. We had such positive feedback from people and interest. We have now been able to get a subcontract with a school system that allows us to teach drone skills to 11th and 12th graders, because a lot of youth they're opting to not go to college after high school. So we want to give them viable skills. Remember, I don't know how old you are, but when I was in high school, you could do a shop class and learn how to fix cars. You could take home ec and learn how to cook and sew. You could learn a skill, a trade. And so those things are now the school system contracts that out. And one of the things that they contract out are robotics classes and drone pilot classes. So we're a subcontractor, and that helps our company to meet our goal, which is one of them is to teach the next generation of drone pilots. So we're in our community teaching, having free lessons for the kids. If you're an adult, we still teach you, but we charge you for those lessons.
I hope that you can come back. We can talk about a part two. We can talk about long range extenders. We can talk more about what the future of drones and how, AI is even changing that. But again, I want to make sure you get to your next event on time. You guys, links will be in the description box. I thank you for taking the time to listen. I would recommend you come over to the YouTube. Most of you are listeners. Come over to the YouTube. Give it some love. Put a voice with a face. So when you see her in your community, you can say, hey, I saw you. I need help. Maybe you need a job, and the business is just expanding. So you guys, thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. Most importantly, though, I need you to share this game. It will change somebody's life. Y'all be blessed.
Are you tired of the violence, tired of the injustice, police brutality, rampant discrimination, lack of gun control in this failed biased socioeconomic experiment called America? Or maybe you need a break from the relentless grind and want to regain control of your destiny, your wealth, your health, and your purpose. DiversifiedGame.com has the right course for you. Prepare for my first trip to Africa. Looking to reconnect with your roots, start a new business, or just a fresh start. Africa, aka the motherland, is waiting. Don't let the Chinese and the Mzungus have the fun and also take over the motherland. From Cairo to Mombasa, from Dakar to Cape Town, Africa has something for everyone, from business opportunities to the most amazing people, safety, leisure, and landscapes. The opportunities abound. It is time for the diaspora to reconnect with their roots. Time to reconnect with the birthplace of humanity. Africa is the last frontier. Get your head in the game and reclaim your legacy. The writing is on the wall. Babylon is falling. Give up the stress, grind, and violence inflicted on our people on this continent and prepare for a journey of restoration and joy by connecting with the land of your ancestors. Check out our new course and kick off your adventure at diversifiedgame.com.